My gosh, it seems like people really want more Graphomata, huh? So, the game is called Graphomata. This is a puzzle game about graph theory. I am currently a little ways into it. You can see, like, I'm on level C6 wheel, and so this level is about disposing of a wheel. So we need to take a wheel with, we have Alice, by the way, which we can control, and basically use the graph in order to reach every node and then get rid of it. So let's see. We could, like, this is also over multiple inputs because the wheel could be of any size, right? Okay. So, and also we have, like, this, the part of the UI also includes, like, oh, you can also do this code in different programming languages. That's pretty cool. This can also be, like, Scala or whatever. I probably pronounced that wrong. Anyway, let's get started here. So, notice that Alice, there's 5 arrows pointing out of the center node, which means if, okay, so what if I make the first move walk? So the first move will be any walking. Like, it's not deterministic whether it will go on a specific one. It happens to be going on blue, but any of them, I believe, are valid. So I guess one way to do this would be to unlink every point between the center and the wheel, and then cycle across the whole wheel after everything else is removed. That would seem to make sense to me. To do that, we want to store the position on the center node by using this join command. I would actually rather switch it with b join a. And what that does is it adds Bob into here and puts Bob on the center. I can then make Alice walk and then just unlink the two. Hopefully this is the right order for an unlink. Error. Okay, it does not exist in the correct direction. Okay, I switched it to be B, unlinks to A now. Okay, so now we've done it for one part of it. Now we could make this loop, but I'm kind of worried because it's one of those games where errors cause immediate failure, so we have to use this test command that basically checks if the A and B are on the same square. The same node, rather. I guess, however, we can attempt a loop, right? We could attempt here. So, this will cause what I said at the start, where Alice continually goes to a node and then breaks it. But this step... Okay, so you can see that Alice did not find a way to walk anywhere. We can actually test for that, though, because if I just break between here and then put a test, you can see that we have a letter H, and H refers to home. Home is basically this exact same situation, because Alice had nowhere to walk, and Alice is now considered home. So I just need to test if A is at home. You're going to need to test no for that. I don't know, like this way. And now, after that's done, I'm going to then make Alice go across the entire wheel and then remove it. It's kind of funny because the code that would make this work is kind of the same as what we did at the start. But we'll make B join A. Wait, no. This is actually a problem because now there's no one who can even go onto the remainder at all anymore. Maybe we need another worker to share the state. Like, I do this, then make C join A. Okay, now watch. Oops, what? Okay, no, hold on. I forgot to connect it. There. So... No, okay, one back, please. So, god damn it. Here. So, just before this move, you can see, because I made Carol join A at every step, Carol is now on this wheel. And then we can start doing stuff on the wheel now. On the remaining edge of the wheel, so to speak. So, again, Alice is at home. Can make Bob join Carol. Carol can continue to walk forwards. And then we set up an unlink. Or hold on, I actually need to switch it around so the test comes first before the join. You know, unfortunately, I can't even say this is the only game that I've played that has a problem with 3-cycle loops, because, of course, it would be great if I could just diagonally connect it back to B join C. I guess we actually do need to make, we need to make a test of whether C is gone from the list, probably. If C is gone, home, aka at home, then we make it go away. Or just end it there. What do you mean fail? Oh my gosh, Bob, what the hell are you doing here? Okay, Bob needs to leave. Bob needs to walk out of there. If C is home. So now you can see we've done the first step where Alice, unlinks everything from the center node. And there we go. Hopefully it didn't happen too fast, but basically, Bob joins Carol, Carol walks forward, we unlink them, Bob goes to Carol, and there we go. And everyone has to leave a node for it to be considered actually gone. And there we go. So, alright, great. So this is a multiplayer game in the sense that, what the snowflake achieve, what the? Great. Not uniquely inefficient. Fewest commands is 8. So I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to get rid of all the other stuff involving the other character. I think that might not be needed. I just realized, like, I can do this step right now. I can do this step where just walks over to all these other nodes and gets rid of them. I think that's actually way, way better. Like, Bob can just, like, not really move. Look at this. Nope, nope. Here we go. Okay, I didn't mean to do that. I meant for A to walk without A joining back up to B. Here's my new idea. So, once again, we do use a third worker here. But this time, basically what needs to happen is, like, first of all, Alice moves forward and then breaks the bonds with Bob and Carol. Alice moves forward and breaks the bonds with Bob and Carol, etc., etc. So, okay. And now, Alice walks to home. Okay, this is great, because at this point, now all that needs to happen is Bob and Carol leave. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instructions. So, I mean, okay, we can check if A is home, as before. And if so, we can make B and C walk out of their respective nodes. And there we go. Now, that's an improvement, but somehow I don't have 8 commands. Okay, so I have an idea. So I noticed that this walk A was inefficient, annoying in the sense that, like, it's another walk A, and I'd wish that we could do that. It's basically the same idea, and we use this as the first walk A instead, kind of. But the problem is, there's nothing for Carol. So what I want to do is, like, if Carol is on Bob, then don't unlink, okay? Because then we know that we're still in the opening stage. And this doesn't seem like a very relevant thing at the start, but if you notice, our end steps to walk B and walk C are basically just as good as B join A, C join A. Like, these could also be joined. So if I was able to get this to, like, go over here, that'd be also great. So let's test C as B. I don't know why the freaking language, language here keeps changing, but sure. What? How did that even happen? I got a best practice achievement. Unlock go-to in one or more. Why? Why? Go-to it doesn't have a good reputation. Whatever. And yes, it's true that this on a grid is effectively go-to, but we don't talk about it. Also, C B A. All right, I just had a new thought. Like, okay, so first of all, what I currently have here is basically what I started with, where I was just going to a random node and then cutting it off. But then you would end up with the error that there's no way to, like, easily check, oh, like, now Bob is completely off this, you know? It's almost like they're completely separate, which is funny because topologically they're kind of equivalent now. But I think I have the idea, because think about this. Every time I go to a new node, the next node is guaranteed, like, it only has one other node to get to, so if I can target that one and break it, then that's the only one that can actually, it just is like a one-to-one relationship. This is related to the next one in line. I'll show you what I mean here. I'm gonna make B join A, B walk, C join B, C walk, get our unlinks ready. Of course, we do need to test that C did not end up absolutely nowhere. But we can look. Here is the efficient step. I can make C join B here. Now I just test if B is at home, which means that we're done because B had nowhere to walk. And finally, I'm going to turn this into, you know, an actual loop by making it face this way. Okay, I'm feeling very good about this. Look at that! So, to slow it down a little bit, so Bob goes there, Carol goes there, and then Carol goes into the next step. Then I cut off both links between Alice, Bob, and Carol. And just keep doing that. There. And the efficiency here is that when B walks off, C gets to join B. And now, like, at this stage, all I need to do is have A walk off. And that's pretty much it. There we go, and that's in only 8 commands. So that was pretty cool. It's like there's actually like multiple ways that that puzzle can be solved, but this is the one where you can make that little efficiency save. So yeah. Next level is Wheelify. So the goal is to turn a chain into a wheel. Now there's 5 in this chain, so it's weird because this is I think the center one of this. No, I'm not sure. Maybe this is the center. The outmost one is the center, because this one definitely can't be the center because it has something going into it, and the center always has stuff going out of it, not into it. So this probably needs to link to every other part of the chain, and then this will have to link to the endpoint here. So it's like this one is the center, and we have to make everything revolve around that being the new center. Okay, I feel like we should send Bob to go and link to every place in the chain. We're gonna have B join A while B walks. In fact, it's kind of annoying that B has to walk twice in this initial move, so it doesn't like do the first link, which has already been linked. But then we can link between A and B. And so how does this look? I expect it to... Oh, right, forgot to make it loop. Well, hold on, because I'm pretty sure we want another worker here. C join B. And then we do the test. No, the test goes after the walk. So, is B at home? We need a test if B is at home. And let's watch this. See, it almost made it. The only thing to do now is for Carol to link up with this. However, there's no way we can get to this space now because, again, Alice will have a random assortment of moves at this point. So I guess we needed someone to store, to stay at this position. Feels a little, I don't know, a little inefficient, but we'll have to do it. So let's add another worker to join B at the start. And now Carol can connect to Dan. Carol D. Okay. Now, I'm a little worried. Wait, no, not join. I meant link. But still, this means that... Wait, oh, success! Output matches the goal. Right, because we don't need the workers to stay in this... we don't need the workers to leave in this iteration. We had to make the workers leave in the previous level because otherwise the node would still stay in the area. Well, I mean, let's go. Seemed pretty good to me. And yeah, it was pretty good. There's someone who... freaking cycle scores. I swear there's like a very small amount of people who got 161 cycles. Alright, next level is fan. So what's this? So next, I got the C++ language that my programs can be implemented in. Okay. Build a fan. 3 blades. Okay, so it's like, from the center node, there are three cycles in this example. And in this one, we have 4 of these blades, aka 3 cycles connected to the center. Okay. So, actually, like, we need to unlink things, don't we? Because, like, imagine we cause a 3 cycle with these 3 cells, then which one is really going to be the center one? Because this one needs to disconnect from this one in order to make a blade, but that's fine. It seems very straightforward enough. All right, so these 5 steps... These create a 3 cycle across this center, which is pretty good, I think. Now we just need to repeat this process for the rest. Well, hold on. I haven't checked if the... Oh, it's a 3 cycle, which is wrong. I didn't do this right. It's actually a link from B to C that I need to do. Okay, there's a 3 cycle now. Alice is not even doing anything useful for this first part. I'm just gonna omit it if I can. Okay. Forgot to exchange, but that's fine. Okay, now we need to do this for the next 2 cells that are in line, or next 2 nodes. I'm pretty sure we want to unlink, even though I know that Alice could technically be the center. We also want to, like, make a new worker here and make it go forwards, because otherwise we're going to lose access to this place. C needs to disconnect with Alice. Like that. And now, hopefully we can start a loop. But this is too complicated, and trying to optimize for the situation, like... Here, I know you could optimize the situation at the very start much better if you're willing to spam it with boxes, but I think doing a seemingly inefficient unlink link here is actually better to start with because that generalizes better to the other nodes. Here I actually need to unlink Carol and Bob instead for the loop. So very inefficiently, Carol needs to join A at the start, which feels wrong. The plus side is the CBA that just got unlocked. CBA. Anyway, so this should work. Yeah, that sequence all works, it looks like. Everything is in a 3 cycle, except I don't have a test to escape the loop. I need to think a bit more if the C join B can be, improved. It's an inefficient looking part of it. Okay, there is one optimization that I just saw. I mean, you can test if the C and A link is like stupid, because if C and A are on the same square, we don't actually care about linking them. Then we can start with a B join A and then a C join B at the very start. Then do this loop. So if C is already on A, which will only happen exactly one time, then we go there. Otherwise, go there. What went wrong? It's interesting that Bob took an extra step that we didn't need it to take. Maybe we could put the leaving text here. That'd be interesting, right? If only, if I can like test that, but... So we'll test if B is gone, which I'm not sure this will really work, to be honest. But we'll try this. That actually worked. So my little optimization there did save a block. So, I mean, like, you can see that. I hope it's... I wish I could re-explain how it works, I guess. So, again, B join A, C join B. So everyone starts at the same thing. Now we have Bob move over, and we temporarily unlink and link because that's the generalized case. And then Bob and Carol take turns to help create 3 cycles, and then Bob is there to get so that we don't lose track of where the rest of the chain is. And then we continue making 3 cycles with the remainders. Okay, next. There you go. And most people did get that amount of commands, but I have a uniquely weird cycle count. Okay. And where did why my score isn't too far? Hmm. 240. Pretty sure my solution might not actually be the same, considering my 2-condition solution. I mean, there's probably a different 9-command one lying around. Let's check out the next level here. We are about double star nodes. Okay. So, there's always one center, double the amount of nodes of the star. That's really weird. Huh. Because I imagine that, like, you have to store how many nodes there actually are, but you can't do that without walking, so it's... But, oh, wow, what the... You don't have infinite workers to, like, go to each freaking node and then count up the number of workers. You can't. So... I don't know how to make sure that you don't, like, accidentally double count in some weird way. Oh, actually, we have a node A, which means that we can, like, node B or something. And then, like, have Alice's movements correspond to extra node additions from B. Or even better, we node B, and then, like, okay, first of all, someone does actually need to come and join A. So C join A. And then the idea with that would be that, well, one of them is the base. So A walks, then we're going to break the link between Carol and A. Then we are going to have Bob connect to that, and then make a new node as well. Seems like there's something that we could do about the first node. I don't know. But yeah, should probably not think of these premature optimizations. Okay. So here we have B linking to the node that A was just at. So you can see. So now Bob connected to Alice. And now what we want to do. This would actually, I think, be better if it was C doing it, by the way. So then we reverse this and change it to C. Feels like it might be more loopable this way, because then Carol can go back to Alice, and then we can, but no. We'll replace this, flip it around, which is no change, but then Bob's node will not be copied. Yeah, this seems fine. And then we can repeat this C join A stuff. However, we do need to add nodes to Bob every time this loop happens. So probably node D as well. And then we link from Bob to D. Okay, that looks like a good loop to me. Yeah, there you go. So we've just turned 3 into 6 by making making Carol come from Alice, visit each node, and every node that Carol reaches, Bob effectively creates 2 nodes. So it errors out at unlink there, so we make a test. If Carol is not there, Okay, if Carol is at home, then we then make A walk out, and we're done. Thanks, C++. Okay, now this should work. What? What do you mean it doesn't match the goal? Oh, huh. This is actually kind of cursed. So, so n equals 4, we need 8, which is weird because this then goes from like 3 outer nodes to 7 outer nodes, which is not quite doubling. I mean, it's close, but what I what I did was not what was requested. Okay, but like 3, I just need to add 1, right? This is 3, and then I add 1, which is funny because Alice was sitting. Okay, so you see, this is 3 outer nodes. So the output is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just need to add 1. And what's great is that at the final step, where I made A walk away from the node, I don't need to do that. I can instead connect A to B. Connect B to A. And there we go. Why do I have 4n minus 2 mods? Anyway, so fused commands is 9. There we go. It looks like the best solution I just got there. Okay. Next, wheelify star. Oh my gosh. Star to a wheel. One loop may not be enough. Click root if you need more workers. I have not yet done root. Root is like it's almost like a cheat mode. Like, but I guess it's more like you call an alternative game mode, perhaps. So how does this look? It's interesting that a wheel is like, it can also be topologically equivalent, like the center node can be elsewhere. Anyway, maybe I should show root. Like, so you look at the bottom, and there's many things that are not allowed to use, and we only have 3 workers by default. But if I click root, then I get access to everything, including like the node A, which is also a disabled command. But it's definitely interesting if they give you not enough workers to work with. We're gonna make B join A, then B walk. Here, so, I'm not sure how to deal with this. So, if Bob can connect to a different location, which is kind of interesting because, like, in a way, it's like some sort of non-deterministic thing that I could potentially think about. And then I'm going to have also C join 8 as well. So what we need is, like, every node in this graph needs to connect to another node. And I think, like, there's no actual adjacency involving these. Like, again, because you can topologically, like, just rearrange them as you see fit. So wherever you connect to, it's a completely valid choice to connect to as long as you have not connected to it before. So we're going to want to test if B is on the same as C. Otherwise, like, if that's the case, we would want to undo the C joining A and just like constantly retry. Like, a bit annoying because like we're going to once again duplicate a command for pretty much no reason. Well, hopefully we can use the test later, but okay. So we do that. We also want to have a no condition. Okay, this is weird. Yes, algorithm may be running forever. It's weird because I don't think that it's a deterministic choice. Like, it shouldn't theoretically be the case that Carol picks the same, but I guess they do in this situation. But I can't rely on this behavior. Like, it is not a game mechanic that it goes to a specific node over others. It really isn't, because if it were, then that would be listed somewhere in the game. I guess we'll have to just unsatisfyingly unlink them temporarily so that Carol doesn't go in the same place. Now we link B to C and relink A and B. So that's made one part of the wheel, a very small part of the wheel. We're going to need to do this again for the other sections. Though I do want to highlight that now, in this situation, if we try that again, Bob could easily go to a place we've already went. Like, going here or whatever, and it's just like... Like, what we need to do is to go into a different node entirely and try to connect those. It would be really nice if there was a way to conditionally check if a node had nowhere left, because I kind of want it so that if anyone would, like, go into here, then they could detect, oh yeah, there's still a path, and then go here, because connecting this to this is totally fine. But it's not fine if this were to try to connect to anything, because that would break the one-wayness of this to here and the wheelness of it. Like, you could also just destroy all the links, then make a chain, and then turn the chain into a wheel. That's really bad and boring if that's the best solution, because we've already done the wheelify. Just out of curiosity, what does the hint level look like? Hints for level C10. Convert a star... But I already knew that converting it into a chain and then into a wheel was a way to freaking solve the level. It's just a boring and slow, annoying way to do it. I'm gonna save you 4 minutes of nonsense where I make a wheel with this really bad thing that didn't even succeed on most of the inputs because I was poorly constructing the starting chain. I have switched to this, which is much better because I was just like non-deterministically making the chain, but now I realize the best way is actually for Carol to connect to Alice. Because this is the only outgoing chain, we don't really care about that connection, but that connection lets us keep Alice's connection, and it's actually really useful. And then Carol just goes to a node, connects it to where Bob is, Bob moves to Carol to reset, update the last position, so we can make a chain this way, and it's much better, solves the hint level better as well. Okay, I'm going to make B walk, and then A will link to B, and every time they walk. But also C will join B. Just going to edit the rows a little bit. And then we do a test. I'm not sure this is going to work if Alice is... Like, what we're trying to do here, what I'm trying to do is that Alice is the center, requiring connection from here to here, which is a little annoying. But it's actually better if Bob is the center, because then we can have a connection from Alice to Carol, and we immediately know how to get to this one. So, okay. So B links with C every time, and our test is if Carol reaches A. Okay, hold on. A little inefficient for C to be walking twice, although I almost forgot that Carol needs to connect with Alice at this point. Let's link Alice and C together. I don't quite like the duplicated walk command, like having two C walks close to each other, but... well, once again, I'm doing the dreadful, redundant 4 cycle, but here it is. And that's done. Let's see what this is. Yep, success. Ugh! That is the lowest commands? What's the freaking... What is the score? Some people have got it with lower cycles. I mean, sure. And... yeah, this is dumb. I love how the fewest conditions is 2, and your best... The conditions are, of course, the yellow things here. Means that it feels like everyone else has also duplicated a condition in this ugly way. And it means that because the lowest is actually this amount, it means that the game doesn't do this, like, properly. There's no good 3 cycle in this game. Like, the other optimization game that I talked about that shares extremely similar qualities to this game in some way, especially relating to the grid, it at least had a free redirect command that you could use in this position, like, that would not cost a box, and it's... if it weren't for the fact that I have so many other freaking video ideas, I would make a video about that game. Also because it's tied to things that... It's a game that I played many, many years ago, and is kind of still not completed, but that other game is the best programming optimization game I have played, and... I don't know when I'm getting around to that. Anyway, it's freaking starting a video with doing all these freaking extras is not the best idea. But I guess we should check like D1 and what's dispose of a Y star. Yes, I know the loop can be part of another bigger loop. This level is pretty clear. You just walk and talk. Anyway, so we're gonna do this. Why is it's so annoying that when you like if you intentionally make it say N right there, I would want the next click to be a Y, but it deletes my N. Why does it do that? Anyway, so you can see this works to get rid of one node that connects to the middle. But we need to do this for the rest as well. So there's also an input list of a completely empty node. So we got to make sure it works at that example as well. By of course making sure that on the first walk, if B is already at home, we're completely done. So then really this unlink needs to be in a chain of its own. And then we just like copy this, but in a different place. So... alright, hopefully this works. So the yes case is when that loops. Alright, hopefully this works. Why? Oh, because the N should be on this... no, 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 no. There. Shut up. Get Alice and Carol off the island. All right, there we go. So, of course, like the idea of this one mainly was that we had to check and make sure that stepping off did not immediately like we needed to confirm and special case the situation where there was no chain connecting to Alice anymore. So at this point, we do something different, which is the first H check. If Bob walking off immediately went home. Okay. What do you mean cycles squared? Yeah, I guess two loops means cycles squared. I have never seen, by the way, this kind of thing. It's honestly really great that this is a thing. It's so cool. Like, there's so many other programming puzzle games. I've not seen one that uses freaking equations for cycles. And there it is. Oh my gosh, some less command fool. What, fewest at 8, but no one has got there? You can't see anyone with 8. There's not even a pixel. I'm more impressed by that than the 411 here. Wow, I could see 9 being possible for this one with the walk away shenanigans, but wow, 8. Alright, let's go to D2. Why Starify? What is BCPL? Okay, so we build a Y star of a given size, so I guess this is a single chain of the Y star. Or 3 plus, but, the number is also dependent on how large this chain is. This is a chain of 3, therefore we make 3 extensions off the center node, I think is the idea. So, yeah, as you grow, not only does the chain grow, but the amount of chains grows. It's so ridiculous how easy this would be with infinite workers. Like, you could do it in one loop. It would not be a squared loop thing. Okay, so here's what I currently have. It's not great. It doesn't solve it, but so basically I have this node's a chain of 4. Chain of 4, and I create 4 chains of 4. Except that currently adds up to 5 chains of 4. And this shouldn't even actually be here. Like, the ends of the node shouldn't even be here. They should all connect to Alice. And I think I figured out a way to deal with all that. We should push first worker, who is, like, checking it out, should walk there first. I'm probably not explaining that well enough. But basically, if we have another worker go here, and then we act as if it's a chain of 3 that we're working on, we'll just create 3 chains of 3 and be able to connect to Alice. And that's perfect, basically. So, let's move all this stuff one down. Have our input come from here. And then we start with a walk. So this goes down. Okay. So look at that. We've created... D actually needs to walk one more on the first step, which is annoying. Okay, let's move this here. Put the no here. And D walks here. Okay. So now all we need to do is connect each end to Alice, basically. Okay, so... if Dan is at home, then Bob can connect to Alice, and it's all fine, right? Or Alice connects to Bob. Okay, there we go. So we've made the chains. They all connect to the center point. Oh god. Why is it so perfectly arranged to mess up? Wonderful. Why do I have a test there anyway? Seriously. It doesn't matter. Error instead? Ow. Okay, maybe... Wow, we were doing 3D walks. So we do D, test D again. D is home. If D is home, then we want B to connect, and then we just win. Is that it? So, here. Okay. And there it is. Irregular. I have a blank on cycles. That's cursed. Probably because I special case the 2, the situation of 2. I probably will get lower on cycles because especially that triple move is something that's very inefficient. And it happens like every single loop. Okay, I know that my internet sucks, and that's why it's connecting to servers, but why does it actually need to be Commons, cons, cycles, workers. What are you, SSP with no vowels? The creator is just about like, okay, what if I resize the page? Nope. Okay. Okay. Okay, so yeah, not good in conditions. Not good in commands 10, but gooder in cycles. Okay, so I was like, I don't even know what I was thinking with it. It was the freaking thing I submitted before was it made absolutely no sense. Like, why did I pre-make so much nonsense? Why didn't I just link to A when I could? Like, that was not befitting of someone who has played. It did not look like a solution of someone who has played many programming puzzle games before. But yeah, this seems to do it. Like, okay, so first of all, E joins A, E walks over here and initializes basically at that point. And Dan walks the correct number, 1, 2, 3. And then when Dan walks off, we don't add another freaking node. We just check the D is off. And that seems to do it. Yeah, there you go. Alright, there you go. God, I really wonder if I've been playing this too slow, because it's already 30, like, minutes or something, but convert a Y star back into a chain, okay. We can get through this faster. Let me just count the number after the first walk. Well, we can't make a new node. It'd probably be really easy to make a new node and then just delete everything. Alright, I have this so far. The first 3 commands are just, like, initialization. So Eve will just, like, go here and then cut off the connection temporarily because we do not want Eve's part of the chain to be ruined. And then we have, like, the rest. And that's just... it just deletes everything. Currently, it loops poorly, but, you know. So I also need an early test to test if E is, like, there's even anything, because there is a input with nothing that we need to make correct as well. Ugh. This looks ugly in a similar way, but I don't know how to fix it. And honestly, kind of weird, because like not knowing the optimal instruction count makes it feel so different. You could assume that the optimal instruction count is like a lower number. It just feels so lost and inefficient until it's revealed. Alright, so we're going to do a B walk, and the B walk is going to test whether or not there is even a B. What? God damn it. Here we go. Okay, so this should work. Except, we don't have a way to break out the cycle. You know, because I got it wrong. It's not EH, it's BH. Okay. Alright, anyway, so... okay, now we can just connect Alice to Eve and we're done, right? Okay, there we go. Fairly accurate? Did I fail one at the end? What the... what? It's almost 40 squared plus 4? What? It's actually only 40.
So chess battle advanced.
Oh, very interesting. Oh, some people did it in linear time, of course, and some people did it in cubed. Score is not great. Wait, what the? Fewest commands 10. Alright. Your best 14. What is the scaling? Okay. What is this what do these bars correspond to? I guess evens, they go up by 2 or something. Okay. Fewest 10. Wow. The amount of detail in the freaking histograms, the stats, it's honestly amazing. I did not expect that. It just seems like it's gonna grow more and more, huh? I just got a funny idea to optimize this. So, like, you know the problem with this is that if I leave it, there's no way to test that the chain that you are on is the last chain. That's why we couldn't just, like, remove chains arbitrarily, because we could not detect which one was the last. But because the number of ending chains should be the same, like, let's go to here as well. So we have 5. And so, if I link all the ending chains together and delete everything else, that should also be a solution. And it might even be better. So yeah. And, like, it doesn't require any freaking special casing, so we can delete all that. Okay, so I made this. It deletes a single chain coming from Alice, leaving Carol alone. And, like, I've noticed, like, Carol being alone, if the equivalent of Carol being alone previously, and we can connect it to someone else. I think we want, like, someone else to join A as well, to, like, store the original centerpiece. I guess Alice can freaking stay, I don't know. But anyway, Carol will link to Alice here. Or Eve, whatever. Then Eve joins Carol, and then we repeat. No. Okay, hold up. So, once again, we have failed to detect whether we've, like, finished. And arguably, Alice shouldn't even, like, be counted, because there's 5 endpoints. There's not 5 plus 1 endpoints. Something a little interesting about this scenario, though, is notice how Eve is not near Alice at all, because, of course, Eve has been moving away from Alice the whole time. But when we come back to this situation, Eve and Alice are suddenly on the same point again. And I don't know if we can make that work in, like detect if it can work, because that's definitely interesting if we could detect that it works here. But we need to distinguish whether this is the first time Eve is here or not, I guess. Why do I have an E join A? Get rid of that anyway. Because, again, our first move is a link here. But if Eve's at home, we don't care about this link. Once again, we got some 3-cycle-ish annoying problem, though. Okay, um, I'm beginning to think this is very stupid. So, like, it works. But look at the freaking E join C wastage up there. Just why must I do this? Ow. Yeah, it failed on the null case. Woohoo. Okay, so I wanted to I realized that the best point to do a conditional check is after the other one, because to be honest, it's because I read the achievements list, then had the idea to only use 2 conditionals, which is an achievement you can get on this level apparently. And you can actually test this, the C equals A, which is something that only happens near the end, when Carol happens to be on Alice near the very end. And I think we can actually, this is very close to it, we just need to delete 1 from this chain. It's too bad, though, because I was trying to get low instructions, and this doesn't seem quite like it, but you can make B join E, B move, unlink B and E, and goodbye E. Alright. Ow. Why? Wrong direction. God damn it. Fixed. Okay. Spaghetti monster, no. Funnily enough, it fails at the unlink. So, I guess we just can't have an unlink there. We might need to do something completely different. Like, the issue is that there's a link from here to here at all. If we were somehow able to detect there's a problem here, that'd be nice. I guess actually the simplest way is we have some random worker join A, and if they walk out and there's immediately nothing there, we should just go away now. Okay. So now Carol can go out of here. And that also works. Okay, there we go. And that's 12 commands, which is still not 10, annoyingly enough. But hey, there you go. Blah!